Welcome back to live coverage, second quarterfinals. Back to back, we just watched the East Coast Selects punch their ticket into the semis tomorrow, so this matchup will be who would want to face them. It's a date tomorrow at 9 a.m. San Sebastian, Churi Arena. Waddick right in, a nice save. As Theodore Munther going to get the start for the Sweden Selects. Right on the other end, who else? Annalise Bergman. She's already won a gold medal over here last week in the U15 women's tournament. Her team, the West Coast Selects, had won a gold medal. So if this trip hasn't already been a whirlwind for Bergman, she's got another chance to punch a ticket into another medal round. Penalty already coming to Team Sweden on a cross-checking call. So we'll see who it was that got it. Every single game that I think we've been a part of, there has been a penalty called within the first 90 seconds of every game, which is saying something, and we'll leave it at that. As Ziski, he takes a hard hit. It'll be dumped in. Bray back to get it for this Midwest team that has been so good. And talking to Coach Sean Hunwick of this Midwest team earlier in the day, he was just saying that, you know, as we get further along in this tournament, we've got to be really careful about taking penalties, because if there is a team that has had penalty trouble, it would be this Midwest team. They have just been a part of a parade to the penalty box, really all through the preliminary round and even this morning. So we're really going to find out if they figured out a way to be a little bit more disciplined when it comes to penalties here this afternoon. Moving it up is Team Sweden. Up through the middle, it was Svensson that was trying to get on the attack, couldn't get it. As Larson, that shot didn't get through. Svensson has it again. He's hit hard by Vonk behind the goal. And now here they go. McGuire finding Blyer, who was streaking up ice. Svensson, again, he's knocked over. And now it will be Bilkis back to get it, as Sweden doing a good job here. Puck tipped up out of play as just 2.5 minutes into this one, and you can expect a heck of a matchup. This Midwest team's been fast, physical, skilled, in-your-face kind of play style. And then you look at the Swedes. Composed, smooth, speedy as well. And do they ever have kids who can put the puck in the net? There's one of them on the Midwest team, Noah Powell. This big line with Waddick. Bellinger is going to jump up and play with them as well. Take a look at this opportunity as Munther going to be looked on often here. Waddick going to lose that draw. It gets back to center before Waddick picks it up again. He's got the hot hand off the outside of the post. He has been so dangerous this whole tournament in generating chances. He's surpassed the 5-goal mark already, and he just about added to it there. Man, that quick release of his can make a lot of goaltenders nervous, tell you that much. working it down low. Petroni. To Berger. They will lose that one, having to get back as the captain. Sagaden, he will. Good job by him to get back. So you bet the captain is going to be flying all around the big man. Sagaden plays with all sorts of speed. So you want to look at some point producers for this Midwest team. You got Noah Powell, who's got 3 goals. Had a huge one this morning. And trying to find stats as we're just getting our network hooked up here in our booth for Waddick, who's been another huge point producer. So there he is, Waddick. He's got 7 games under his belt here in this tournament. He's got 6 goals, 2 assists, 8 points, and 2 shorthanded goals, and 1 game winner. So this kid's been extremely impressive. As a wraparound out to Januszkowski, who was started the tournament playing with that Noah Powell and Declan Waddick line. And then, of course, the rock of it all, Annalise Bergman, the female goaltender that has impressed so many people around this tournament. And here they go, Midwest playing to their strength, just hamming it in the opponent's end, working them around. And you know what? They've stayed out of the box for the opening 5 minutes, which, you know, it doesn't seem like something to jump and shout over, but for this team, it might just be, as they have just fought so hard to stay out of it and haven't been able to avoid it yet this tournament. Careful! Sweden almost dinged on a too-many-men call as that almost hit the skate of a defenseman who was changing. Svensson, the speedy right-hand forward on the attack. He's trying to work Chappelle down low. Now moving it up. There it is, Waddick again. Just as we were talking about him. And he struck all in alone. Look at this. That is how you use your size and speed and get to the net. Just as I'm looking at that line here on the stat sheet, Waddick streaks down the ice and buries one. And this team in control of really their own destiny here tonight, and they have gotten off to a heck of a start against this Swedish team. Still working it behind their own net. Midwest can't quite get it out as the Swedes just let a kind of light shot go from the point, and Bergman saw it all the way through. Face-off won by the Midwest team. Ziski going to hand it up to Januszkowski. This Weston going to go back to get it. Smooth skating defenseman for Sweden. Hands it up ice. Sagaden, the captain, trying to center it. Won't find his intended target. As Bray has it now. Off the glass. It will get all the way to center, as it was Hilton that was chasing after it in hopes of picking it up and heading to the races. As Sweden doing a good job, as trip in the corner, and some of these Swedish fans thought there might have been a penalty worthy to Greikus. Shooting right on. Nice save, Bergman. As she flashes the glove with 12:50 to go in this opening frame. Alderson handing it to his partner. Now they move up ice. Svensson again out there, wanting it on his stick. Anderson beat. It's going the other way as McGuire was going right to the net, almost picked up a rebound. Larson the other way with speed, trying to take on Vonk. He's kept to the outside. Back to Anderson. He couldn't get a shot off. McGuire in deep in the Swedish zone. Just lost possession of it. Chipped in. Now sending it back. It will be Bankston. That shot didn't get on goal. Bergman covers so much net. These Swedes are really going to have to either get some very high quality shots off, or they're going to have to get Annalise Bergman down and moving around her crease, because it's rare for a goaltender to have that kind of size, yet just composure in the way that she moves, so smooth. She doesn't get flustered when pucks crash in front of her net. And so these Swedes are really going to have to find ways to catch her off guard. Powell going to have to chase back and get it. He's the last man back for this Midwest team. Approaching the halfway mark into this first period. Ballinger. He can't win that foot race, and now it'll just be Verajaya to back to clean up. Jan Varaya to his partner. Waddick now, Bellinger. As here's Waddick streaking in, almost went upstairs again. Here comes a cycle. Powell now throwing it in front. He couldn't find a stick of his centerman. So now it'll be Chappell over to Jan Varaya. A little saucer pass that finds Hilton's stick. And now they're just trying to get a puck to the net. They do, and a great chance as Hilton let that one go quickly. Chappell, that goes miles wide. Swedes doing a good job of keeping them to the outside. Scrambling in front. Bergman able to cover up, as Petrini was right there waiting for any sort of rebound that was going to exist. And under 10 minutes to go. This Midwest team hanging on to 1-goal lead. Face-off one, and Midwest trying to break out. Can't do it. Ziski couldn't handle that pass. Here comes Sweden again. Shooting, low blocker. Bergman got a piece of her stick on it. Great save. Wheeling around the outside once again. Trying to get it towards the net was Larson. He couldn't. Altorn out there as well, trying to break up that play. Sweden in the corner. That was Anderson that throws it up ice and heads to the bench for a change, as this time it'll be Adam Larson down low. Januszkowski, good eyes and ears to pick up that there was a delayed offside call, which means he couldn't touch it. Dvorsky the other way with some speed. Cutting in to the net. Doesn't find the stick of a yellow sweater. Streaking in is Hilton. He couldn't get that puck all the way to the net as Vonk just trying to pick it up. Very scrambly in the neutral zone from both teams over the last few shifts as Bergman will just cover up for a whistle with 8:09 left here. And we've kind of reached a bit of a lull in this first period. Pace has been kind of meh over the past few shifts. It hasn't been like what we'd expect it to be in a quarterfinal with tons of pep in everybody's step. Bilkus, he'll try and play it as Bergman almost covered up for another whistle. Oh, elbowing call coming to McGuire. As Bankston, had words for him after the whistle, and that's just a hit up high. You know when you're throwing elbows in guys' faces, you're eventually gonna get caught. McGuire gonna go for a hit to the head, and you bet this Swedish team knows it's a huge opportunity. The captain for Sweden in to take this draw against Waddick. So going to serve it is Mr. Ziski, who is no stranger to the penalty box, especially this tournament. Well, let's see if Sweden can take advantage. This Midwest team scored three shorthanded goals this morning. So they're just as effective on the penalty kill. And how they got here was pretty much killing penalties. Turning and firing right into the Swedish bench, obviously unintentionally. As the faceoff will remain inside the Midwest zone just to the right of Bergman. Anderson, hard hit. Januszkowski shooting, and a bouncing puck came off the stick of Greisus, so it kind of gave Erliden a hard time. Munther. Erliden, who also has had a fantastic tournament. Noah Erliden, that is number 70, who is the other goaltender for the Swedish team. Had a chance to cover him back in Biarritz, France the other morning, and man, was he ever impressive. And now that Theodore Munther is in there, he's looked pretty darn good as well. It's hard to contain this Midwest team just to a couple goals, but Sweden has managed to keep it under the threshold here in this opening 14 minutes. Face-off won by Midwest. Still 50 seconds to go in the Midwest penalty. Waddick turning, firing. That just goes high and wide. Bray, that one tried to go, didn't. Hard hit right behind the play. As that time it was Michael Burchill that laid out that Swedish defender. The physical play definitely picking up for this Midwest team, although they're just going to have to be careful not to sink into their old habits of starting a constant traffic flow to the box. Shooting, Bergman. Good save, rebound, doesn't hit the stick of any Swedish players. Dvorsky hands that off. Shooting, Bergman with a nice toe save. Dvorsky at center again, sending it in. Sagaden, the captain, he will lose that and chase after it. Pushed off the puck by Greikus. Bergman will cover up for another whistle with 5:17 to go. Bergman was the only one that faced the right way originally, as everyone else headed the other side. Sweden just trying to get something going. They're just kept to the outside, and Midwest doing a good job of getting pucks out of their own end. Not taking too much time fumbling with it. Under 5 minutes in this opening period. Stomping behind the net, Blyer. It'll be Team Sweden now. Petrini. Working down low with it. Waddick in there pressuring. Anderson moving it to middle. Waddick almost picked it off. Here they go. And on the attack, it is Ulrichsen. Still with it. He will lap around, hand it off now. Still in the corner working for it. Sweden needing possession. As that gets flicked down the ice as Powell is after it. He will lose that foot race by a hair. Shot from the point, gets all the way through. Januszkowski centering it, they score! Powell. That kid has been all around the net, and he will add to his goal tally, in which he's been red hot over the past couple days. 2-0 on a power play goal. Waddick in right after they scored, as it is already 2-0. Januszkowski. Waddick throwing that on net. Now it'll be Sweden breaking out of their own zone. Trying to get something generated. Januszkowski trying to send Powell up ice and doesn't quite get to him. Carlson, he gets hit after the play. Jan Varaya over to Chappell. Throwing it up ice to Januszkowski. He's in. Look out. Shooting. Nice save. And Munther standing tall in that Swedish net. Good hit. Sagaden was going full speed into Chappell. Big body, number 98, the captain, Sagaden. Weston. Ziski right in, nice saves. Good job by Ziski to walk away from that. He took a couple shots after the whistle, and past games we've seen him be the kind of guy that would take exception to some of that. But he's been disciplined this afternoon. Be the first to give credit there. And he will remain out there with Hilton and Burchell. Bray as well as Greikus. Just over 2 to go here in the opening frame. D to D, moving it up through center. Now they will shoot it on, and a nice stop. Hilton in there pressuring. Ooh, Ziski almost picked that one off. Rimmed around the boards. Anderson trying to find a Swedish player streaking to the net. It was just ahead of his stick, and now they will try and break out with under 90 seconds to go. They really do need one. And they would love to have it come before the end of the first period as Wadek, he was just about off to the races. He will just dump it in now. Wadek trying to streak out with it. He's behind the net. Leaves it for Blyer. Hands it back past to Bellinger. Wadek trying to throw it on net, and he can't. Oh, hard hit. The Swedish team wanting a charging call. Blyer, he's hit up high. Now the body's flying here at Churi Arena. Vonk has it at the point, throwing it towards the net, keeping it in. Good job by him. 30 seconds to go in the period now. Swedish team really wanting a penalty. Streaking in, Wadek gonna pick it up now. Bilkis, he's in on the attack. Good hit. Now Svensson. Time will run out on the Swedes' rush. So with that, the Midwest selects off to a great opening 20. They grab hold of a 2-0 lead against Sweden, and we will have second period action right on the other side of this break. Welcome back, Legacy TV. Live coverage, Ben Whiteside and Weiss here for the call. And we are set for a heck of a second period where this Swedish team just desperately trying to dig themselves out of a 2-goal deficit. Is to the point, Sweden needing a couple bounces to go their way. And soon, the next goal could be the most important of the tournament so far for both of these teams as the net goes off. Sweden back to get it. Bengtsson moving it up through center, and Greikus back to get it. You can tell a little extra step, a little extra speed in the step of this Swedish team as they come out here to face the second. Everyone on the Swedish bench leaning over as you can tell they're into this game. Bray. He takes a hit. Ziski trying to get it out. Bray will come in to help him. They get to center and across the line. Bray shooting. That just goes wide. Greikus. That shot just missing low and left. Januszkowski, Midwest, doing what they do so well, controlling the puck in the offensive zone. Hilton. That'll get as far as center. Little pushing and shoving behind the plays. It was Ziski and Svensson. Both teams making full line changes. Petrini throwing it back, and Sweden just doing their best to get out of their own end here. A little fast break as Burchill had jumped on a loose puck, and Blyer taking a hard hit there. It was thrown by Sundberg. And now Sweden. Man, there has been some big-time hits this game. Ton of size on both rosters. There's no real small players. And height-wise, you know, there is. They're certainly not playing like it, though. Such good skating abilities all the way through each roster. Sweden, that shot, Sagadin from the captain, just going high and wide. Noah Powell, he is dangerous. Streaking in, trying to cut out in front. He threw it right on, and Burchill in there to help him out again. Here come the Swedes. Larson shooting. Bergman only saw that come in the last few milliseconds and kind of had to react quickly. She laughs that one off and hands it to the official. Good stop nonetheless as we just creep towards the 3-minute mark into this second and final period. Midwest every shift inching closer to that semifinal date with the East Coast team. Excuse me, draft day rather. And that was a great matchup to watch. As the 3:30 p.m. is here, Sweden going the other way. And East Coast defeating draft day, the #1 seed. Draft day getting off to a good start. They scored the first goal in that first quarterfinal game. And then it was all East Coast selects there, so maybe we'll have a Midwest East Coast semifinal tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Not if Sweden has anything to say about it, though. A quick shot right in front, and Good job there by Munther just to react quickly to cover that one up. Shot, sharp angle shot coming in there. Bray firing that on. Burchill in across the line, letting that shot go high and wide. Januszkowski in on the forecheck, although Sweden going to break out with it. Anderson, look at the speed. Watch him go. Dropping it back. Burchill. Giving it back as Bray picks it up. Greikis. Change coming from these Midwest forwards. Bray back to get it. Leaves it for his partner, Greikis. Waddick now. He takes a little hit, but is able to get it in the rest of the way. There's Petrini. Here he goes. Look at the speed, and he's taken down there by Vonk. Good defensive play. Just looked him right in the chest, took him out. Powell chips it. He's off to the races. So stable, nobody can knock him off the puck. Backdoor scores! Going off the stick of a Swedish defender. I believe it hit off the stick of Bengtsson and Noah Powell. Unstoppable. Simply incredible. He is so hard to disarm when he's got the puck. Look at him. And intending to find his buddy Waddick back door and gets a bit of a bounce and it ends up in the back of the net. Powell. Munther going to play it. Up through center, Svensson, look out. As Powell taking some good whacks. As he has definitely got under the skin of these Swedish attackers. McGuire. Swedish team getting agitated. Midwest have been so much better disciplined this game than in any other game when it comes to penalties, as they've rarely visited the box. Timeout coming from the Swedish bench. And a timely one, as they will get 30 seconds to talk it over. Some X's and O's getting drawn up on the board from head coach Tony Zabel. So they will get their ducks in a row and try and take it to this Midwest team. Is not a ton of time left here. $13:24 up on the clock. Dvorsky in to take the draw for Sweden. It'll eventually be won by Hilton. As he rims it around to McGuire on the left half wall. Chappelle battling on the wall. Hilton now able to get it up to McGuire again. They'll get it as far as the center ice, and now Bergston is back to regroup in their own end for Sweden. Stretch pass. Finds Sagan, the captain, who hasn't really been able to generate too much. He's been all over the ice this afternoon, but hasn't been rewarded for his efforts quite yet. Picks it up again. The speedy, tall left-hander, number 98, and the Swedish captain. Here he goes. With some speed. He's just going to throw it in and chase after it. And he runs over Blyer. This is Jan Varaya trying to stand up for his man Sagan, and what a shift he's having. Now Burchill the other way, coming in, shooting. That goes just wide. Blyer back to get it. Just under 12 minutes left now. A commanding 3-goal lead from this Midwest team. Burchill again. He will lose it. Now it'll be Sweden that's having trouble getting it out. A tip in front. As that hit the mask of one of the Midwest attackers. So we'll have a face-off just coming to the left of Munter. Some fresh legs from both benches. Waddick in to take it. And it'll be the Swedes that will win that face-off. They need one to go, and they need it to happen quickly. And just as they are looking for opportunities, Bray gets the stick caught up. And he will go sit for two, as that was the likes of Arvid Westland that was streaking in with some speed, and these Swedes will have a chance to go on the 2-minute attack. And you got to think that if one doesn't go in a hurry, they put themselves in maybe too deep of a hole. Here they go. Shooting. That won't get through. The captain back out for Sweden. Fumbling it at the line. Anderson back to get it. Look out. Waddick. He's already got 2 shorthanded goals this tournament, and Sweden throwing the body around. This penalty kill line of Noah Powell and Waddick absolutely dangerous together. Noah Powell already scored 2 shorthanded goals this morning. Dump the rest of the way. Waddick will head to the bench. Sagadin, he hands it up ice. Dvorsky across the line, back to Sagadin. Throwing it right in front, can't get a stick on it. As a bouncing puck was dancing right around the outside of Bergman's crease. Still working. Now throwing it back down low. Dvorsky in there. He will battle as we just roll over the halfway mark of the second period. Shooting right on. That won't get through either. It hit a shin pad in front. Sweden will just get flagged on the offside call. Is Midwest almost making it through this penalty kill unscathed? Won again by the Swedes. They got their big defenseman back out, Elvin Sundberg. Working it. Here he is, the big man shooting. That won't get through. Midwest finding a way to get in every single shooting lane over the past few shifts. Hilton, got to be careful. Back to even strength. Great kill from this Midwest team. Hilton, he will lob that one the rest of the way, and Munther going to have to come out to play it. Stretch pass, Sweden in, trying desperately to get something to the net. They can't. Berger, McGuire in there to help him. Burchill back to Hilton, shooting just high and wide. Carlson the other way. As that will get blown down. Fresh legs from this Swedish bench, and they just haven't been able to get the right pucks towards the net that they've wanted to. Waddick right back out. Dvorsky will take the draw. Bray. Working to gain possession. The Swedes making strides. Coming in off the inside of the goalpost. What a chance as Bergman has gone away with a couple of those. The other way, Waddick feeding it back door. Weston in a foot race. He's in. Gotta do it. Backhander. What a stop. Bergman shuts the door again. Look at this, Weston. Great opportunity that was. And the Swedes throwing everything they have at this Midwest team. One again. The guys in yellow just desperately trying at this point to see one go in. They've been all around the net. Under 8 minutes to go now. Larson tried to force a turnover, couldn't pick it up. The stretch pass for Hilton will get picked off. Hilton now throwing it the rest of the way. He will head to the bench. Powell twisting and turning, and he will just throw it back down low for Waddick to chase after. Larson going the rest of the way. He's on the half wall. Sending it up. Here's Jaraviah dropping it for Waddick. Back to his post goes Jaraviah. Sweden. Good forecheck as they pick it up deep in the zone. Losing it. Now throwing it around the wall. Sagaden throwing the body now. He's in there. He's been all over the ice this period. Greikus. Penalty coming to Midwest. Untimely as Munther heads to the bench. Sagaden shooting. And they were able to tie it up as Bergman seems to be needing a bit of an adjustment to her face mask as Jaraviah will go sit for two with under 6 minutes to go. And you got to think if the Swedes can't pot one here, it's just about as good as gone here, as they're in a 3-goal deficit. Just haven't been able to get anything by Bergman, who has been a rock wall all tournament. There's Burchill on the attack. Sagaden. Back to Bergson. Shooting. That won't get on net. Under 5.5 to go. Back to the point. Shooting. That won't get all the way through. Bergstrom to Dvorsky. Oh, heading to the bench is Munther. Almost sealed it. Extra attacker out for Sweden. Sagadin in a hurry up the ice, shooting it on, steered away by Bergman. Back to get it is Svensson now. Dvorsky almost turned over, and McGuire was in there chasing it. The Swedes just having a tough time getting pucks to where they want them to be, which is right in those high percentage areas. And Midwest has just really protected the kind of invisible circle, if you will, right out in front of their own net. Is streaking in front. They can't get it to go. Now the rest of the way. Hilton trying to seal the deal. He will lose a foot race. Puck jumps out of play with under 4 minutes to go. Munther back in the Swedish net as the faceoff is going to come just outside the Midwest zone. Face-off won by the Swedes. Swedes working it around the outside. There's still time, no doubt. 3.5 minutes, but that one's got to go now. Munther still in the Swedish net. There's Carlson. In there battling. Powell picks it up, hands it to Waddick. Waddick's got it at center. He's caught by his shoulder, and he will lose that puck right at the Swedish blue line. Powell, look out. It's been really a big star for this Midwest team. Good hit by Waddick. Now Sagadin, a 2-on-2. Waddick hustling back. Sagadin going to do it himself. That shot won't get through. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my. That was nothing but dirty. Just had the looking at the numbers the whole way. It was never going to be a clean hit. And you just got to think, yeah, Ludwig Anderson, he will get retired early. No need for it, especially 2.5 to go. And that was Noah Ziski that took the hit. And he's definitely okay. Just more frustrated than anything. Taking a hit like that from behind just can stun you in a good way, and Ziski took a good one. Yeah, he's rattled on the bench. He looks to be okay. I mean, he didn't go head first. He was able to take it quite well, and credit to him taking a hit like that. Man, that does not feel good. So give him credit, Ziski. Tough as nails, that kid. And a bad hit from Ludwig Anderson. That's not a good look on the Swedish team. As Bray, back door. Good little opportunity there, as that was Burchill that almost got the one-timer to go. Shooting, a juicy rebound. Nobody there to bat it home. Just over 2 minutes remaining in this one. And the Midwest Selects are just going to try and close up shop here. Svensson calling for it. Short-handed up at kind of the far blue line. Bray. He'll take his time. Trying to send it back door. Now it'll be Burchell. Bray. Shooting. Back to get it, Burchell. With just over a minute to go here before Midwest finds himself in a 9 a.m. date with the East Coast Selects tomorrow. Sweden trying to break the scoring drought. They score! And a nice goal, short-handed. As it was Carlson that will take away Bergman's chance at a shutout. Ole Carlson with a nice finish there. To the bench goes Munther. You'd think maybe if they can pot one in a hurry here, maybe there's still life. Carlson hustling back to get it. Powell pressuring. Got to move it up ice now. If you're Sweden, Sagadin, you know he's going to go for a skate. He's got speed. Throwing it up, tipping it in, and chasing after it. Chappell, good job by him just to keep it in the corner. Great work by him. Sweden back to the point, shooting a tip in front. Great save. Bergman again in front, loose. They couldn't get it. 5 seconds to go. That's going to do it. And just like that, the Midwest Selects have a date tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. in the semifinals. What a run this team's gone on. The Sweden end of the road on a hard-fought game where they had a couple golden chances that they just couldn't get to go early, and it cost them down the stretch. What a quarterfinal that was. 3-1 the final score. East Coast is waiting. And we can't wait. We will have both semis for you tomorrow here on Legacy TV here in San Sebastian. But what a game. Midwest going to carry on, and Sweden going home for all of us at Legacy TV. This is Ben Whiteside signing off. Thank you for joining us, and have a great evening, everybody.
battle go up and down is between Italy, France,
Latvia?
no, Latvia a little bit less, France, Italy, Austria, and yeah, and Slovenia. Slovenia. They are in group B this year, Slovenia. You know, but you en France. If